Greetings, Shelpers, and welcome to the first part of my summer games coverage. First, a disclaimer. I'm unaware if any of these use generative AI. I do not endorse it, I do not use it, I will never use generative AI. And if these games do have it in them, I no longer recommend them. I will not play them. So, with that in mind, let's begin. The first game is Everbloom. This would be like if Calico Critters, which are these really cute little plush figurines with play sets in stores, had a baby with Stardew Valley. The art style is very sweet, and the seasons look incredibly dynamic, which is something you want in this genre. I love the fact that it's showing like this little village, and there's farming and there's fishing and all sorts of stuff that you can do, which of course are all things you want in series like this. But one of the things that gets me is that it looks like this is fully multiplayer. Husby and I both love simulation games like this, like farming sims and whatnot, and we love to play these kind of things together. And I love that more entries in series like this are actually letting you do that. I know they won't have it on same screen or anything, but it's still a really good time. And you can decorate your house, and there's actual storms, but this is one of the things that I love the most. It looks like the mines have traps and enemies, and you can really adventure, so I'm wondering if there's a story beyond just the regular like sandbox type of situation. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled on this one because it looks like a good time for me. To the surprise of no one, Shelpers, we have to talk about State of Decay 3. I, as well as millions of other players, have been waiting for this third installment, and they are taking their sweet ass time getting it to us, but I hope that means that they're going to do a good job. Now, I have played State of Decay 2 multiple times, which for me to go back to anything that has a concrete ending in gaming is quite rare. But Undead Labs kept updating the game over and over, and eventually they said we have to stop or we're not going to get the third one done. So now they're supposedly making the progress we want. There was an alpha that was put out fairly recently, but I don't know if everybody had to sign like an NDA or whatever, but I'm not hearing anything about that. So I'm kind of wondering what happened there. Is it any good? They at one point talked about like zombified animals, and looking at this trailer, I'm not sure we're getting any of that. But one of the things that's unique about this beginning part here is that the boombox, which is usually used to draw in all the enemies so you can distract them with something else, also was combined with a grenade, and I don't think they blew up before. So I'm wondering if you can do more hybrid type of traps and stuff. That would be really cool. They said that you could actually join your friend's game when they're not around, like it would be a server situation, and you're no longer tethered during multiplayer to your partners because you could only go in a certain radius from like player one. And we didn't like, Husby and I, the fact that you didn't have the autonomy as player two as you had with player one. It was limited in what you could craft at the base and all that other stuff, so I'm hoping they got rid of it. Looking at this, there are also new enemies, and I'm wondering what like the smoke is. Are we near a volcano? Is there like a different type of plague heart now? Because before the plague heart areas were red, and this looks like a type of bloater, but it looks like a type of bloater that like spits things instead of just blows up. And was that cinematic just for funsy, or do you get kind of a prompt where you can jump over problems? I'm kind of wondering. But I'm liking it so far, but again, I don't see the animals. And I'm wondering if the animals are like the things that were chasing you before. It's so hard for me to know what they're going to decide to keep and what they're going to decide to scrap, because I think we're going to see a lot of things they promised us that aren't going to be delivered on, but I hope I'm wrong. I don't want a Minecraft server type situation for this game, so I'm also hoping you don't have to worry about like whether or not your friends can like mess something up on your base while you're not playing. I guess we'll have to see, but this is one of my most anticipated games, and I'm hoping they do it justice because I really loved the second one. This game I saw in the Chill Showcase out of Australia. You are a cubicle worker when everything goes to hell. And of course, you're the only person that can save the day. I'm not the biggest fan of isometric, but I love top downs, and it looks like you have a bunch of different abilities and weapons. It's just cool looking. My husband and I would love to play games like this together, and the Steam store says that it's couch co-op, but not online. So if you have friends you want to play this with out of state, you're out of luck for now. but this is definitely coming to more than just the Switch 2 if you don't have that or don't want to play it on there. The bosses look fun. I just really love this type of game in general, and it looks like a really fun time. So I'm definitely wish listing it already. I was actually shocked to see this game, Shelpers. I loved the original Spyro games. I have the trilogy, and I'm not good at them, but I love them. And so to see this back in action was thrilling for me, especially because we didn't really know what the developer was going to do after they were more free agents. Because at first they were attached to, you know, a bigger company, we won't say which one, and then they went indie and were like, well, did they take their IPs with them? Were they kind of stuck in limbo? But he is back, baby. The Purple Dragon. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I hope they did him justice, but seeing what they did with Crash, I don't think I have to worry about that at all. I'm just so glad and so grateful that he's coming back. So checking him out. I love him. I think he's so neat. I'm not usually one for prequels, but I loved Dave the Diver, and to know that Bancho is getting his own game and how he became the famous chef that he is, I'm just so thrilled. I love the graphics on these games. I love the little pieces of history they put in for the characters and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just so glad this is coming. I love how much they support their franchise and add more DLC and crossovers. I just think it's so cool what the devs are doing with all of this, and I can't wait to see what kind of gameplay loop there's going to be, because I don't know if you're going to be fishing for stuff yourself. It would be interesting to know if Bancho were a diver, but since he didn't do it by himself in the last game, I don't think he'd be doing it by himself in this game. One of the things that kind of makes me a bit leery is it looks a little more like Cooking Mama, where you have to do like all the different stuff yourself, and I usually don't like mixing the ingredients and all that kind of stuff in these types of games, so I don't know if I'm going to actually want to play it or not, but I really did love the franchise, so I'm hoping that whatever it offers, I'm going to want to just devour it. This is an unexpected mix of genres for me. This is a fighting game mixed with a roguelike, and I absolutely adore roguelikes. And you have different pathways to choose from and different fighters, and it looks just so unbelievably cool. And you can customize your moveset, so it could give you a lot of versatility, and it looks like it's with a card-based moveset system. I could be wrong about that, but I also like card-based mechanics. So I can probably find the cheapest moves out there and try to like cheese it out, because I'm not good at any kind of fighting game, but I do like that kind of thing. And you might have a story with it as well, so that might keep you going to find new things. And yeah, see, game-changing artifacts. So not only do you have a customizable moveset, you can have things that help you out there. I love the thought of this so much, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. But I'm a little worried about the whole Toluca's not good at fighting game thing, but we're gonna just pretend that I'm great at fighting games and see like the epic boss battles and trying to figure out my way through this. So we're gonna give it a try, Shelpers. I'll see how I do. Yes, another cozy game with a witch in it, but hear me out. I love witches, and I think it's more the premise of a game than just what it has in it as far as characters go. And this premise is about a new village witch who also has social anxiety, trying to fit into her new position, while teaching an unruly pig how to find her ingredients. I think the pig dynamic is what's going to make this game very different from a lot of the other offerings out there, because you need to train it as well as make potions for the village. I'm not sure what the actual story is going to be behind this, but I really can't wait to try it out. And I hope that if I do, I'll be able to read everything, because let's face it, not everything I play I can read, but so far this looks adorable. This was an unexpected game for me. At first, it looks like another game where you're just on a boat and fishing and hunting and all that other stuff. I was like, oh, okay, you're gonna get your friends together and you're gonna build a boat and do all that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of that in the simulation sphere. But then things were not actually all as they appeared. And when I saw this, I was like, huh, wait a minute. The reason you're on a damn boat is because it's a zombie apocalypse, and that makes a lot more fucking sense. So I'm really intrigued by this. However, in the description it says that you can actually be raided by other players and whatnot, so you're gonna have to keep your boat safe, not just from the undead, but from other people. And I'm not sure if I really like that kind of mechanic, but I love the idea of being in an apocalypse and trying to figure out everything and keep yourself safe by going to different islands and collecting resources. So I'm going to be watching this one closely and seeing how much of a disruptor other people can be, but so far I'm really liking this idea. One of the most surprising new games for me is something called Mr. Records. You're this old man who loves music, and when he listens to the songs, he can go into the tracks and play them as levels. And each track, it seems, has its own level. And some of the levels have their own mechanics, and they do weird things, and you can really see that in the trailer they had when they did the 3-minute presentation. I loved this idea, as music can often transport us to different places, not only in our lives, but in time. So the thought that he can do that and explore that is an amazing thought for me. But it gets even better, because when he's not in the music itself, he is running a record store. And I love simulations where you can run your own store, whether it be a bookshop or a cafe. And I love the thought of him being able to talk to different people and learn their stories, because everybody has a story with the song somewhere. Either your personal anthem, or something you listened to in high school, or something like your grandma listened to and loved and then she passed away and you hold on to that for her. There's just so much to be said for music, and I just love the idea that he gets to explore it, sell it, and find out other people's stories. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Shelpers, thank you so much for watching my first volume of the Summer Games coverage. There's going to be a part 2, and I'm hoping before July. If you had any games you want to see me stream, put them down in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite games were for the summer gaming coverage, and I will see you soon.